I'm here with Kelley Swindall, and she is going to tell us a little bit about herself and her music and her awesome Instagram lives, the Bathroom Ballads. Let's start off with your background and what got you started in music in the first place.
Cool. So my background, I am from the South. I'm from Georgia. I don't live there anymore. I live in New York City, which is significant to me because it had a lot to do with how I started writing music. So yeah, I was born and raised in Stone Mountain, Georgia, in the South. So it was very. I went to Christian school, had a lot of gospel music growing up. I didn't really have a lot of secular music at all. I didn't really start listening, except for the oldies station. I listened to a lot of classic country and oldies, and that's kind of all I was allowed to listen to until I was like in my teen years. Okay, so I didn't do music growing up. I didn't. I wasn't. It wasn't until I was in my early 20s in New York City that I started playing, and that was from a breakup. I was dating a musician, and I would go to these shows, and I don't know. I was so attracted to the music scene and people and performing and the idea of it, but I thought I could never do it because I was too old. I didn't know how to play. I missed my chance. I should have started young, and then one day after we broke up and I woke up and I was like, I want to write a song about this, and I don't know, I just wanted to. Like, my soul was like, you're going to do this. So I did. And after I did, I was like, hey, I can do that. And that really helped me, with my emotions and like working through this. And I really enjoyed expressing myself. So I was like, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to play out. I'm going to get good. I want to do this. Why can't I? I'm going to make it happen. So I started playing in New York City, which is kind of where, there was a big folk revival in the 60s. So there's a big folk scene here still. And so I would go to all these folk open mics and like a group where we'd all trade songs. So I was listening to a lot of like Bob Dylan, and he was super instrumental when I first started writing. But as I was singing songs, people kept telling me like, "Oh, you're so country," and I was like, "What? I'm writing folk music," and they're like, "No, but it sounds really country. Like, you're writing country." And then eventually, I was like, "You're right. I am writing. I'm not meaning to, but I am." So I've embraced that. It's like I call it country folk blues, is what I say. I sing when people ask me. So that's kind of the long of it.
Awesome. Can you tell us about any specific artists that really inspired you in your music?
Yeah, I'm probably going to rattle off quite a long list because it's all over the place. But I think you'll hear it all in there. Definitely Bob Dylan, as I had said when I first started writing. I listened to so much of him because to me I was like, this is a songwriter. Like, he's one of the best, so I got to listen to him if I want to write songs. Tom Petty right up there too. I just think he's phenomenal. He's absolutely one of my favorites. But then I have, like Jewel. Jewel's a big one. I listened to a lot of Jewel when I was younger, and I think that singer-songwriter comes through. Amy Winehouse, another one. Love her. Ryan Adams, like all these singer-songwriters. Just Hank Williams, like depending, it doesn't matter about the genre. It's more about the songwriter. So they all have influenced me in various ways for sure.
It's amazing how you really love the songwriting side of it.
Yes.
And you do write your own music. Can you tell us what inspires that and what you like to write about most?
Sure. So I 1000% would say what inspires it, just like when I first, got up that one day and was like, I want to write a song, it was always coming from the heart in terms of like an emotion, like, being upset about something, being in love with someone, being, feeling something, as opposed to thinking like, oh, I want to write a song about this. It just never works that way for me. Like, I've been in just like at a writer's retreat or something, they'll be like, all right, what do you want to write a song about? And I'm like, or like, what are some ideas? And I'm like, I don't have any ideas, but like, I know what I'm feeling right now. I need to work through this emotion. So that's always how it starts. Needing to work through an emotion, needing to process it or express it, or trying to figure out how I'm feeling or why I'm upset about something or longing. So it all, that is 100% my inspiration, for sure. And, was there a second part of the question? I went off on a tangent about where it comes from. Was that
just like, what is your favorite thing to write about?
my favorite thing to write about? So again, then matters of the heart. Whether it's not just about love. It's about, revenge, or, being confused about something, or it's all it all has to do with the heart at the end of the day. Now, if is that going to evolve? I'm sure it will. But this whole album, there's not a single song I don't think that didn't come from that place of, yeah, needing to work through or process something. So.
Well, I love listening to your most recent single, You Can Call Me Darlin' If You Want. You want to tell us a little bit about the backstory of that song?
Sure. Yeah, for sure. So I had just seen that movie, Crazy Heart, which was at this point it came out a while ago, but there was that beautiful song in it that Ryan Bingham wrote, "The Weary Kind," and again, it spoke to me on a heart level. Like I came home feeling something, and at that time I was seeing someone I was dating someone, and he was wanting to just be more committed. What are we like? Just wanting to move much faster. And when I really liked him, but I was having a hard time expressing to him why. Like he's like, oh, so you don't like me, you don't want to commit, so that means you must not like me. I'm like, no, it's not that. I was having a hard time finding words to express how I felt. So after I came home from this movie and I was feeling this, I guess, yeah, this sad and lonesome kind of cowboy feeling from the Jeff Bridges character, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna write a song to this guy I'm dating, inspired by this, if you will, kind of as a way to express how I'm feeling, but using the medium of a classic country song. So that was very decidedly a classic country. I was like, I'm gonna write a classic country song because that's how I'm feeling after seeing this movie, but I'm gonna communicate how I'm feeling to this guy and why I'm feeling like this. So that's where it came from. As I was writing it, that a lyric from this David Allan Coe song came out, was in my head, and the song is it's called You Never Even Call Me By My Name, and in it goes, you don't have to call me darling, darling, you never even call me by my name. And somehow You Can Call Me Darling If You Want came out, and I was like, that's it, that's the hook of this song. And then the rest of the song just kind of wrote itself. So it was those three factors: that song that came up in my head, seeing that movie, being in that place of classic country world, and wanting to express how I was feeling to this person I was seeing. So it all came together with that.
Love it. Amazing. Well, there's not a lot currently happening. Can you talk us through your favorite performances and any venues that you really enjoy playing at?
Sure. So I live in New York City, as you know, as I said, downtown, and there's a bunch of clubs that I've worked at through the years. I've managed music venues, I've run some bars, and and I really like playing at these venues. Berlin, Bowery Electric, Lola's one of them. They're all in the downtown, I guess, scene, if you will. So it's great to go into a place that you have a relationship with the staff, with the people that go there. It's not just like one and done on a tour where you're just in and out. There's a history there, and I love playing at these spaces. And I miss, of course, there's no live music there for months at this point, and we don't know when we'll be able to have it again. But I'm looking forward to, in September, I'll be able to do a live stream show from Bowery Electric. We are, no one will be able to be there, but we can at least film it. So I'm really excited about that. And Jesse Mallon's one of the owners there, and he's a great musician who tours and is really influential in the New York City scene. So he started doing that, and it was just like, it's just amazing that he's putting that on so artists can continue to make music for everybody live, even though no one else can come in. So that's something I'm looking forward to, and I just love playing there. So that's definitely one spot for sure.
That sounds amazing. Well, in the meantime, you've been hosting Bathroom Ballads.
That's right.
The acoustics sound really great in there, so
yeah. Yes, they are.
I'd love to hear more about that and let our followers know when they can see those.
Cool. Yeah. So for the past couple of weeks, I was doing a little bit. I had gone down south to see my family and stuff. So I for the last 2 weeks, I haven't been doing them. So they'll be starting back up next week. I'm not sure when this will air, but so anyway, y'all can see it on Wednesday nights, unless I have a different announcement on my Instagram that says something differently. But it's Wednesday nights at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, and it came from being quarantined, you know, because New York City we went into quarantine first before it kind of went over the rest of the country. Everything was shut down and we literally couldn't do anything. So I was stuck at my apartment like everyone else, and I wanted to do a live stream. Everyone's doing their live streams. Yeah, and the bathroom just had the best acoustics. I thought it was just gonna be fun to like do it in my rollers, and because I do my rollers anyway before that's how I do my hair. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna get ready for a show, but then not completely get ready. So if you come in, you'll see me in my rollers, you'll see me in my robe. I got my microphone set up in there. It's all cramped, and the acoustics are great. It's awesome, and it started out just my love for ballads, because ballads are stories. That's where country comes from. That's where folk music comes. You know, ballads are folk music, and so I try to showcase different ballads. Sometimes I have themes, like we had a murder ballad theme. I've English ballads, and so I try to have a theme every week, and then I also sometimes I just play whatever I feel like, ballad is a very loose term in my show, so that's where that came from, and I've continued doing it because it's super fun, and I enjoy connecting to everybody on a weekly basis, so.
Well, we enjoy following those along, and super excited that you have agreed to perform for us today. Can you tell us a little bit about what you'll be performing and give us a taste of it?
Sure. So, because we've talked about it already and you've been listening to it, I'm sure everyone that's heard You Can Call Me Darlin, if you want, you've heard, a full band version, which I love. It's great. Well, I'd love to do the acoustic version, which is the original one that I did. It's not that much different, but you'll see. It is a little different, when it's just a solo singer-songwriter. This is how it was written. This is how it was originally meant to be, just the sad, lonesome cowboy or cowgirl around the campfire with their guitar. So here we go. Without further ado, this is You Can Call Me Darlin' If You Want.
Love
it. Don't put me on a pedestal, I'll jump off it. Don't compare me to your mama, 'cause I'm not. Please don't call me baby, 'cause I ain't nobody's baby. But you can call me darling if you want. Don't say that I'm your sweetheart, I'll turn bitter. Don't go saying I'm your honey, 'cause I'll just sting you. Don't root me with those other girls with their wedding dreams and strings of pearls. Though you can call me darling if you need to. You can call me darling if that's really what you want. Just quit thinking about tomorrow till it comes. 'Cause I ain't gonna be nobody's one and only, no. But you can call me darling if you want. Just never quite could tell the difference between a lover and a friend, so I've often lost the two in the same night. It's how come I learned to separate this heart from all that mess. I'm not saying that it's easy or it's right, but you can call me darling if that's really what you want. Just quit thinking about tomorrow till it comes. Well, let me love you just for now, the only way that I know how. Don't ever call me baby, 'cause I'm not. Don't go thinking you can change me, 'cause you'll never. I'll get around this someday on my own. But if you like, please stick around. Just don't expect so much for now. But you can call me darling if you want. You can call me darling if that's really what you want. We can worry about tomorrow when it comes. Let me love you here right now, the only way that I know how. But you can call me darling if you want. 'Cause it's nice to have a darling, don't I know? Thank you.
Beautiful. Oh my God, that's amazing. I love it acoustic.
Oh, thank you. Yes, it's the OG version. So,
Monica, beautiful. Oh, what a great job. Why don't you tell us just the last thing where we can find your music and your social media so that everyone can follow
beautiful.
along for the amazing stuff that's happening.
Cool. So, you can find my music on all of those platforms that are out there, which is Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, all that stuff. There's no physical copy of anything yet because my album doesn't come out until September 18th. But I am going to be putting up, if y'all want to go to my website, which is www.kelleyswindall.com, and it's KelleySwindall. So if you don't, yeah, it's people misspell the first and the last name all the time, so I always have to spell it. It's all good. So anyway, I'm gonna have pre-order links up there soon, so you can pre-order your physical copies, the CD or the vinyl. And my social media is at Instagram. I say check up on my Instagram because that's what I update the most. It's Kelley.Swindall, or my website again, KelleySwindall.com. But I would say check out the Instagram. I'm on there, many times a week. So that's it. Thank you, Nicole.
Yes, thank you, Kelley, for joining me and for playing a song for us. Really excited about that new album, so stay tuned for that.